Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here and I'm back again with a brand new video. So I want to speak on the Samsung Galaxy A17 Key Pros here. And I've had this phone for a little bit over a month now, so I feel comfortable giving you guys my long-term pros that make this phone a good device. Now, it's not all sunshine and roses. Obviously, there's going to be another video where I talk about the cons of this device. But let me tell you what I like. Beginning with actually the design itself, while not a lot of kind of physical characteristics have changed, I do like the matte finish on the back. While it is smooth and slightly slippery, it does give it a better look in my opinion. And this phone is relatively thinner than the previous generation. That also adds to the characteristics and looks of this device. And the camera cutout did receive an improvement, and it's very similar to that of the A26 and the A36, so on and so forth. So the design does get a slight upgrade, not entirely a whole new redesign, but it makes it look a little bit more premium. Now, as far as the other thing that I like, and that is the display, which honestly, it's the best feature about this device. And that is the fact that it's a 6.7-inch 90 Hz AMOLED display. Now, it is a 1080p AMOLED display, which for a phone that is right now for 170 bucks, you really do not see that type of display power when it comes to a device like that. Now, the bezels are still slightly on the thicker side compared to other devices, but for the most part, the brightness and viewing angles and things like that, this phone excels in that. So that's definitely something that I feel like if you're in the market for a phone and you don't want to spend more than 200 bucks, this needs to be an option to look at when you want to have something that has a reliable display. So definitely 1080p AMOLED display, 90 Hz. Comparing it to its competitor, which is something like the Moto G from Motorola, it only has a 720p IPS panel. So this is definitely a really nice display. So watching videos, going through your content will definitely be an enjoyable experience. Now, the other thing that I did enjoy about this device is in the camera experience. So the camera did get slight improvement to that of the previous generation. It is a 50 megapixel sensor with optical image stabilization, and it does deliver in my testing, which I did a full camera review. I'll leave it in the description below. But it did get slightly sharper pictures, less blurry photos, and a slightly better low light performance. And it also does have an ultra wide and a macro lens for flexibility as far as getting different types of shots. The ultra wide, while it's not going to be the best in the world, it does provide again a more versatile shooting experience than just a standard 50 megapixel camera. And the colors on here look better than the previous generation. So the camera experience did definitely receive a welcomed improvement. Now, from the performance perspective, it's not necessarily the performance itself, but two things that I like. You get a faster charging speed at 25 watts. In addition to that, you get a slightly better calibrated battery. So it's not that dramatically better than the previous generation, but it's ever so slightly better, and it does provide a good battery experience. In addition to that, there's definitely a software experience that Samsung has promised 6 years of major Android updates and security patches. Now, the Samsung UI has always been improving. It may not be perfect, but it still is a relatively good UI. And the other thing that I want to speak on is obviously the price. For $169, there's not really much that you can complain. So all in all, in summary, you get a good display, thinner design, slightly better camera, an extensive software update support, and an overall a well-rounded device for 200 bucks. Now, if you do agree with me, leave a thumbs up, because I will be telling you the cons of this device, which can seem a little bit more significant to some people than others, so make sure you stay tuned for that video. If you did find this video useful, make sure you leave a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and make sure that you stay on the lookout for the next one. Thank you all so much for watching.